Still mulling.
What the center position? I know could be a possibility with things. What are you looking
Yeah,
at that
just
position
thinking
too?
about everything, and like I said, we just want to go step by step and practice well, have a good shoot around, be ready to play. Um, we got to get going.
You always say that like you need to ask the two questions of whether I forget what it is, whether
Yeah.
like they're
The
putting in
intensity
effort
first, and then
exactly.
execution second. Yeah.
What is your process and what you're looking at now? Is it coverages? Is it lineups? Like what?
No,
what do you
it's
feel
all
like?
of the above to see where the breakdowns occur, what groups are performing well together, and like I said, it's if you like in going back and looking at the Atlanta game, I thought we played real well in that game. The Brooklyn game, I thought we played real well, had a good chance to win that game. The Chicago game, it's a make miss, Derek wide open. I missed his shot, but played well enough to win. We didn't play well in the Denver game, so but get back in, just get everyone working together and get our focus back, get the intensity right, and get the unselfishness together. We got to get out of it together. We got to play well.
Is it fair to say Mitch isn't moving the way he's capable of, whether it be in injuries or what do you see from him?
Well, the interesting thing is, there were stretches that I thought he moved really well. I think the conditioning aspect is still something that he's working on. So there's been some real good moments and some moments that haven't been as good as we would like, but that can be said for our whole team. And so, there have been some great games, and there's been some games where we didn't play well. So we have to develop a consistency, and we got to concentrate on improvement.
I know you talk all the time about the rim protection. Those two give you him and Nerlens.
Yeah.
But it seems like you haven't had them healthy at full health almost at all this season.
Yeah, and I just think that like that's where our league is right now, and it's not just us; it's everyone. And so that's why everyone has to be ready. And hey, look, you can't be here without being a great player. So everyone's capable. So if one guy's out, the next guy get in there, get the job done. It's really that simple.
How
Coach,
much?
what goes into a limb conditioning with Mitch when you're in real-time games?
Yeah, I just think it's the fact of the matter is he was out so long,
Right.
And he missed all the summer, he missed all the fall, basically got cleared right before we started training camp, and even then, like he couldn't do the entire practice. So it's been a work in progress, and you can go on a pole, you could be on a bike, you can do all that stuff. It's not the same as body on body. It's just there's a physicality to it, and there's it's a lot different. So he's still he's doing a lot extra right now, which is good, and he'll get there.
When you were at your best last season, second half of the season, Noel's the starting center. So how much do you think about that? When you make this.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing is like you can look at anything in snippets and say, well, this was good. Well, right before Mitch got hurt, he was playing great basketball for us, and so you look back and. I looked at our Atlanta games from the regular season. He played well in the games he played. So he had great moments. Nerls went in there and he had great moments for us. But I think a big part of every season is figuring out your team. And like we started slowly last year, but we worked our way through it. And that's what we have to do. We have to work our way through this.
When you talk about needing focus and effort, can it be a good thing to be on the road this week, 3 games where you guys are together, huddled together, out on the road together?
Yeah, well, and that's the way you have to look at everything. I think being mentally tough when you face adversity is a big part of winning. And if we're on the road, that's what we deal with. If we're home, that's what we have to deal with. It's whatever is in front of you. Look at it and say, okay, how are we going to figure this out together? How are we going to work together? How do we continue to improve? And that's what you have to do. The games reveal exactly where you are. So we know what we have to do better. Now we just have to get that done.
Kemba finally spoke, talked about maybe I could be a role model and how I'm handling this. Did that make you feel good as a coach?
Well, I have great respect for Kemba and all that he's done, and who he is as a person, who he is as a player, And that's who he is. And whatever way he could help the team, I know he'll help the team that way. So, and that's what we expect of everyone. There's, the team has to come first for everyone, and he is a good example for our players.
All right. Thanks, Tibbs.
Yeah.
Very tough.